Yo, this the 1-2 kid, man. And I gotta cook on this shit. I gotta cook on this shit, man. Where the fuck is boxing at, man? Where the fuck these channels at, man? What the fuck is going on, man? They driving this shit straight to the toilet, man. They trying to please the casual fan. They trying to please the fanboys. I could already see it. Talking about business. Like they in the fucking negotiating room and shit talking talking with and negotiating with these guys. Fuck out of here, man. What the fuck is going on, man? Let's talk about boxing, man. Is that all y'all going to talk about, man? You know, success is a motherfucker. And I said it a long time ago, man. Success don't change people, man. It reveals them. And motherfuckers want to sell out all the time. That's on them, man. I don't know. I don't know about them motherfuckers. I mean, this shit is getting ridiculous. These promoters and fighters, these Twitter champions, are out here force feeding the fans some shit, and they gobbling that shit up. They deep throating that shit. They deep throating this little bullshit. Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis. Good fight, yeah. Hell yeah, good fight, good fight. Good fighters, hell yeah, good fighters, good fighters. But these dudes ain't even champs. They not even champions, man. These dudes ain't even trying to get championships. The champions don't matter. The championships don't matter. It's getting to the point where this shit is gonna run boxing to the toilet, and y'all don't even see the long game. They don't even see it, and that's why I like rolling with the team that I do. I like the chat that I have. You know what I'm saying? The people that wrote me, UGC Flame, Charles D in the building. What's going on, fellas? The straps don't matter, right? Are we hearing this shit? This is the new narrative now. Now the championships don't matter. Now what? It's not now. Boxing's not a sport. Is that what it is? Boxing's not a sport now. I thought that's what you in the sport for, to find out who the best is. How many times I gotta say this shit? How many times my team gotta say this shit? How many times do you gotta put fucking standards on some shit? Like, you gotta keep standards in the sport. You gotta keep standards in the sport. That's what makes it a sport. Y'all just want to see club fighters. Guys don't want to fight this guy because, oh, well, he's the A side. And these dudes just like Santos said, me Shields, these dudes just, nah, man, you got to understand. Like, they in negotiations with this dude. Like, this dude got him a job to carry his bag or some shit. Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about, man? How can y'all be concerned about what the type of money that's in another motherfucker's pocket when you getting money on your own? When you worry about your money, you are a consumer. A consumer. Don't be force fed this bullshit, man. And when it's talked about like that, then it loses its essence. King of the Hill shit. Cream of the crop. Yeah, baby, yeah. It's like, fuck out of here, man. Cut the shit. Straps don't matter. We see the game. They running on the fans. Right. We see the game. Mar the Machine in the building. What's up, Mar? What are they doing? They constantly talking about business. Business this, business that, business. I thought we was getting over this shit. We was getting undisputed guys, all this, and ain't nobody talking about Devin. He's a part of the subject when it comes. It's like popularity contest. We went into this last night on IO, and I was, oh man, IO, man. Oh man. Oh, fucked up. But man, listen, we can't keep pushing this shit, man. We can't keep pushing this shit because we're gonna push the sport right out the fucking window. Long game promotions, man. I'm telling y'all, man. It's a long run. I don't want to see the sport die. You know what I'm saying? And even though it's getting all the fucking clicks right now, even though these subjects is getting this is all the shit that's supposed to be the most popular shit at the moment. This is the hot topic and all that shit. It's like, but is it Tank and Ryan? Is the fight gonna happen? The way these motherfuckers be talking, Tank and Ryan, y'all believe that shit? Y'all believe that shit? Are you kidding? You got a guy that bounces from fucking weight class to weight class and don't want no smoke with any real champions. And you got another guy who caps for a fight that never happens. And what the channels try to do is get you to pick a side. You see what I'm saying? They try to get you to pick a side. Oh, well, now I'm rolling with Ryan, or now I'm rolling with Tank. I'm like, man, fuck both of that. Fuck both of that shit. Like, fuck that shit. Neither one of these. I'm rolling with Devin. People can talk about Teofimo all you want, but Teofimo did it. He went out and got the straps. He tried for greatness. He took on tough competition. Loma, people want to downplay what Loma did, but Loma was out there doing it at 135. Devin went out there and did it. Kambosos got his shot. Oh, well, they paper champions and nobody really knows them and all that. But what happens when they get popular? And what happens when they crash? Where they fans at? He's the A-side guys at. Now they're moving on to the next. Unless you're a champion, then you could say, well, he fought for a championship. He was a champion. He had a legitimate belt. He can fall and still be all right. He can just drop a couple notches. But when you ain't got no belt and you get if Tank or Ryan, if the fight even happens, one of them gets slept. Boom. You built your shit on paper. You had a house of cards. That shit gonna tumble down, and there ain't no basis, no foundation in your career. You ain't going to the Hall of Fame. And people ain't big the Hall of Fame. Don't nobody want to talk about that. Don't nobody want to talk about the Hall of Fame. No one wants to talk about the Hall of Fame, the best of the best. You know what I mean? Don't make the same mistake, so you're gonna repeat it. You know what I'm saying? The Hall of Fame history. You know what I'm saying? With the guys that went through all the bullshit to give you your opportunity. Well, boxing is this and the titles don't matter. So you're bigger than boxing now. You're bigger than the sport. That's what you're doing? That's the new thing? Because nobody would be talking about you if you didn't have a pair of gloves on. If you wasn't in that square circle. Nobody would know who you are, but now you bigger than boxing. And the fans is cool with it. Well, some. Not my team. We cook shit like that. We cook shit like that constantly. You know? We cook shit like that constantly. And what do we get for it? What do we get for trying to keep the sport alive? Shadow bans. You know what I mean? I know my team got some of the most fierce videos on YouTube. But the truth hurts, baby. TAC hurts. Truth hurts crew, man. The flame from the UGC, it's hot. It's hot in there. It's hot. It's hot under barbecue. It's hot in the oven. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is that bullshit. Hey, what's going on, Bruce Gas? Oh man, it's crazy. If Ryan would have struggled with Fortuna, it says if Ryan would have struggled with Floyd, would have been on his ass. Exactly. But that goes the other way too. You see what I mean? If these dudes had the opportunity, you see what Golden Boy is doing. They own the zone platform. It's got to be on both networks, right? Hey, I ain't mad at something being on 2 networks, but you got to convince the other network to do this shit. And it's sad that that's what we're talking about as to these 2 dudes fighting. But let's get closer to the root. The root of the problem is neither one of these dudes are fighting for championships. Neither one of these dudes is doing anything. Like they not taking on anything. The reason they avoiding championships is because championships got rankings. And just like Ellerby said about Tank, well, we ain't gonna be forced to be doing anything. So they rolling with that WBA regular. And we know what's happening to the WBA right now. The ABC is on their ass. So that's how some of these rankings get made. And don't get me wrong, there's corruption in boxing. But don't use that as an excuse to continue the shit, to continue some new shit. Well, there's always been corruption in boxing. Okay. Well, there's always been steroids. Okay. So that's your excuse. And now is that your excuse to support these fighters? That there's always been corruption in boxing? So what are you attempting to do? And what do you want out of the sport? So you're just saying, hey, you can't change it. Things are the way they are. It's like, well, someone got to say something, right? Why everybody cool with it? I love the sport. My team loves the sport. My subs love the sport. They love the sport of boxing. They not man fans. There's people that they root for, dudes that move outside of the ring like men. I was in a debate last night. Someone telling me this dude ain't popular enough. This dude ain't, he don't talk. I literally said, well, to me, Bud Crawford is the Tim Duncan of boxing. Oh, so he's the most boringest dude? Oh, you just compared him. Yes, he's the most. I said, yeah, but when the game needs to be won, I'd rather put the ball in his hands than LeBron James. That's a fact. But you want LeBron James on your team so you can sell shirts. I want Tim Duncan on my team so I can win championships. Because let's just keep it real. Whenever you see fucking Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley arguing up there and Charles getting the better of them, what's the go-to for Shaq? But you ain't got no rings, though. And Charles Barkley, my man, but he don't sit there and say, but I'm more popular. Or he just like, man, listen. It's about championships. So if you don't care about championships, you don't care about standards. And if you don't care about standards, then it's not a sport. It's not a competition anymore. I'm going to cherry pick these dudes. But he knocks people out. He's got all these knockouts and these spectacular knockouts. Of who? Of who? You don't want him to get in the ring with real competition because he might look average. He might look normal. I've seen it in boxing. These dudes that they hype and then they just look like, I don't know, like they wind up looking like an average Joe in the ring when they get in with a true contender, a dude who's been in there with champions on a regular basis, a dude that knows the game, a dude who's used to styles, a dude that gives motherfuckers trouble. They don't, damn, he got exposed. It's like, no, he didn't get exposed. The man, he drank his own Kool-Aid and believed in himself, that he believed in what everyone else was talking about. He's a knockout king. He's this, he's that. But then he gets in there with a guy who can scrap, and now he just looks average. Why do you think ain't nobody calling out Devin Haney? Because the motherfucker can box, and he gonna make you look bad in the ring, and that's gonna fuck up the money. So if I don't go for the titles and I stay out the rankings, well, then I won't have to be forced to fight none of these dudes, right? Right. We ain't gonna be forced to fight anybody. Ain't that we fucking Smeller B said, we ain't gonna. We do what we want to do. You do what you want to do. To fight for what? Then you just fighting for money. Why don't you just be a club fighter? Why you even in the rankings at all? Why don't y'all start your own league? You could call it the preseason league. Because it's always preseason. You know them undefeated teams in preseason. Oh, they looking good. Oh, they looking bad. They looking good. Or them teams that get through the regular season, they looking fantastic. And then come to playoffs, they get knocked off the first time they face because they got weak divisions. They look good. Then they hit the playoffs and boom. Good night. See you later. Bye. First game. How many times we seen it? That's why. Then they can't sell their shirts. But what if they go in there and prove that they are the shit? What if they go in there and they start stomping on teams, or they have tough games with different teams, but they start showing some grit. They start showing some adversity. What's wrong with that? Nothing. Yeah, Kenny Smith does it to Barkley too, right? But Barkley don't ever have anything to say because these dudes got rings. You know what I mean? And Shaq pull out the ring. You can't deny his ring. His ring weighs probably as big as a toaster. You know what I'm saying? That's big as fuck. Yeah, preemie belts, right? Yeah, preemie belts. These dudes want preseason fighters. That's what it is. It's preseason out here, and everybody just hyping it up. The hype is becoming bigger than the event. You know, I don't care for that shit. How many duds have we got in boxing? You know what I'm saying? I care for the. Yo, let's see it. Let's see what these dudes really about. Let's see how they are under pressure. And pressure breaks pipes. So that's why you see these dudes. These dudes talking like, oh, so if I keep Tank's name in my mouth and Tank says if Ryan, if I keep Ryan's name in my mouth, then we ain't got to talk about Devin Haney. Then we ain't got to talk about Teofimo Lopez. Oh, we can. We'll bring them up. But we'll just keep each other's name in each other's mouths so that we can and keep fighting cherries and trying to set up a fight and start this new league, the Premier League. Black, that's right. The Premier League. Preseason. Practice league. You know what I'm saying? You know how you got them levels on the games where you could play amateur, newbie, fucking, you know what I mean? Contender, all-star, superstar. And these motherfuckers keep telling you that they superstars. They promotion team. He's a superstar. He's a superstar. They doing their job promoting. I'll give them that. But when you're a superstar, how you gonna call yourself a superstar when you ain't fighting nobody? I'm a superstar outside of the ring, and in the ring, I knock out bums. Come see me. Oh, by the way, it's on pay-per-view. Don't miss it. They handed you a shit sandwich, and you can't smell it. You can't smell that shit. Oh, come on, yo.
That smell. The kind of smell.
Instances of bullshit like this are on the rise.
Horse shit. Shit. That's like killing some shit twice, man.
Man, I'm telling y'all. But yo, let me I'm gonna cut out for 2 seconds because I want to drop the link. So give me a minute, y'all. Okay, I'm back. I want to drop the link, man. I see the homies is in here. So let's see what we got going on here. There we go. Y'all want to cook on this, man? I think I cooked long enough. I think I cooked long enough, man. I want to know how y'all feel about it. I know y'all feel the same way though. These days, that's what it is. Yeah, I understand that, Jaguar, but I'm just saying, it's like, but why? Because we being told that that's the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Is it really that way? You know, say it enough. He's a superstar. He's a superstar. He's a superstar. And it's like, yeah, he's a superstar. It's like, nah, man, he ain't no superstar. Well, he sells out seats. He sells out seats because some of them tickets is free. That goes for Ryan and Tank. You know what I mean? I'm not buying that shit. I'm not buying that shit. I'm not buying it, man. I'm not. I'm not buying it, man. And shame on some of the YTBC for pushing this bullshit and for creating more ignorant fans as to trying to educate them on the game of boxing, not the game of business. You know, but boxing's a business. Is that what we talking about? But this dude's more popular. Is that what we talking about? Why ain't we talking about gloves? Why ain't we talking about boxing? Why ain't we talking about pivots? Why ain't we talking about left hooks? Why ain't we talking about championships? Why ain't we talking about fucking, accomplishments? Why ain't we talking about accomplishments, man? Why ain't we talking about competition? No, we ain't talking about that. We talking about, did you see the new tweet? Breaking news. Breaking news. The fight might happen. The fight might be going down. You know, I don't get mad at Lisa Bells when she goes, I don't give a fuck about the fight. I'm not gonna wrap my energy into it. My problem with the whole situation is, what's boxing gonna be 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line? And I don't want these boxing fans, these new boxing fans, not to have what I have. With social media, this should be better. This should be bigger. This should be better. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything should be better. But they using it as a tool to just straight up shaft you. That's that's my problem. They using it to just straight up shit on the fan. I see how they keep downplaying the hardcore boxer fans. What up, LeRon? Yeah, I see how they're using it. You know what I mean? I see exactly what they're doing. I want to see it. I would like to see it. If I'm the consumer, I would like to see more championship shit going down. I would like to see more unifications happening. I would like to see more guys getting in there and scrapping it up. I would like to see guys get up there and say things like, I'm the best, or I'm not the best, but I'm willing to fight the best. And all those who claim to be the best and the people say they're the best, I'm here to fight them all, not ducking or hiding from none of y'all. But now you got guys who want championships that can't even get fights. You got champions out here begging for fights. It's so ass backwards. You got champions out here that can't come up with enough money to get somebody to go for the championship. You got champions out here that are getting ducked because their name ain't big enough, and people want more money from them than they want from a big name fighter for status alone. It's about status. That's what they pushing. They pushing the status. They not pushing the sport. And when you push something outside of what the essence of this is, then you're going to run it to the ground. You're going to run it to the ground, y'all. Like I could see it, man. That's why 1-2 Kid gets all passionate about it. That's why he gets, he gets a little crazy about some shit. That's all. Because I don't want to see the sport ran to the ground. That's all. It's not that I'm hating on Ryan. Ryan can fight. I'm not hating on Golden Boy. I see what Oscar did, in his career and when he first started promoting. Not hating on them getting their money, but how they getting their money bothers me because they putting the sport on a back burner. And that goes for Tank in TMT as well. Exact same thing. They putting the sport on the back burner. And TMT doing it blatantly. They ain't even trying to hide and lie about the shit. They blatantly, yeah, but we ain't doing nothing. Ain't nobody gonna tell us what we need to do. Okay, could you imagine the NBA team saying, well, we ain't playing them in the playoffs? Let's get one of the teams that got knocked out already. We're gonna pull them up. We don't need a championship. We're just gonna keep winning. We're gonna keep winning, playing BS competition. That's popularity. Because that's what's happening in boxing, y'all. That's what's happening in boxing. And there's a lot of folks getting clicks with that shit. And hey, I ain't knocking anybody. I'm not hating on anybody getting the bag. I ain't hating on anybody doing anything like that. I'm hating on the fact of how you doing it. No originality. Follow the herd. Follow the herd promotion. You know what I mean? Do what you're told promotions. You know? But yet you got a problem with someone being told to take on a mandatory, but you being told that, nah, you can't think about stuff like that. You got to look at my chain. Check out my shoes. I get big money. That's the defense I be hearing from fucking Ryan Garcia sometimes. Well, he gets all the girls and he got the money. I'm like, yeah, fuck what that motherfucker got going on in his private life. I really don't. Like, that's not what I got my own shit to worry about. But for entertainment and watching the fight, boxing is the form of entertainment. Without boxing, it don't make sense. Without boxing, without standards, it don't make sense. It's no longer a sport. It's a fashion show. It's a fucking fashion show, y'all. Did you see what he came in with? Did you hear the music that he was rocking? I get it. You wanna package it up, but at least let the product be decent. When you get through the packaging, you just got a pile of horse shit. And it's like, we'll put it in a better package or we'll give it to you the next time. Send that payment. 3 small payments for horse shit. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. Shit. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Let's go, man. And I'll be coming to the brink where I'm just like, you know what, man? I think I'm done with this YouTube shit. For real. Maybe I'll just push a different sport. But then I go, nah, man. I can't do that. Not boxing. That's my shit. You know what I'm saying? Not boxing. Not boxing, man. You can't do that. So Charles D said he'll jump on in a minute. Breaking news. Right. Breaking news for a tweet. You know, and what a tweet is basically is someone yelling out their window, hey, such and such, it's gonna happen. You know, you remember that motherfucker that used to just lie about everything in your neighborhood? Everything? Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm doing this, man. Shit. I ran into a motherfucker like that. He used to lie in my neighborhood. It's funny because I had 2 of my friends with me. We ran into him again, right? They were like, we're going to pick dude up. I was like, ain't that dude who used to lie all the time? He was like, yeah. So the dude was working. I guess he was working at I guess he needed a ride or some shit. He was getting picked up from his job. Motherfuckers at Little Caesars, right? I ain't knocking the working man. Not what I'm saying. This motherfucker comes out, fucking dough powder all over him, and he's like, yeah, man, car's in the shop. I I got the Benz. I got this. I got that. Right now, this is just the front. I was like, this dude ain't changed a bit. You still full of shit. What are you talking about, man? Funny shit, man. Oh, it's hard to build a profile when the fighters only come out once a year, like Groundhog's Day. That's a fact, and it's a fact. It's a fact. When they don't come out to play, then you can't really do it. And these dudes, I guess, are keeping themselves relevant on Twitter, but fighting once a year, like the buildup is becoming bigger than the fight. The negotiations is becoming bigger than the actual fight. The negotiations, talking about the negotiations, is keeping some motherfuckers relevant. You see what I'm saying? It's keeping some motherfuckers relevant. That's their relevance, is to talk about bullshit to stay relevant. And then, like, knocking guys like Bud Crawford, I'm not knocking. And that's the other thing. Oh, I got to hate on Earl Spence. I got to hate him. I got to pick a side. I ain't got to do a motherfucking thing. Ain't nobody on this motherfucker telling me to do shit. I ain't hating on Earl. Earl's a hell of a fighter. 3-time world champion. Real belts in one weight division, but that's still a hell of an accomplishment. But I'm not going to pretend that Undisputed didn't happen at 140. I'm not going to pretend that this dude's got the other belt for Undisputed at fucking at welterweight, and I'm not going to pretend that he wasn't a titleist even before that. 6-time world champion, 3 different weight classes. That is an accomplishment. And around here, we don't erase accomplishments, even if the dude gets whitewashed. I don't erase accomplishments. He was a good fighter. You know, he just ran into a style that wasn't for him. But he challenged himself, and he wanted that smoke. And if it wasn't for Bud Crawford, the fight wouldn't be happening at all. Nobody would be talking about it. Am I right or am I wrong? So who's really promoting the fight? Who been promoting the fight for 4 years? I seen a comment last night that said that, well, he's the most unpopular champion. Facts. Well, if he's the most unpopular champion, and everyone knows that. If everyone knows who he is, then everyone knows him. So he's popular for being unpopular. Like Demetrius Andre. Oh man. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I'm not putting Andre in there with Crawford accomplishment wise. So please don't construe that shit. Regis wants all the smoke. That's right. There's another guy that they just downplaying this dude. Don't mention his name promotions. Act like this motherfucker don't exist because he's a dog and he might dog walk they cash cow. Because deep down, Golden Boy and TMT are on life support. Because if Tank ain't there and he takes a loss, and if Ryan takes a loss, what they got? If I was Golden Boy, I'd be putting all my fucking all my eggs into that Ortiz shit. I think that's the guy. I'll be putting the money there. But this dude looks the look. He walks the walk. I mean, he walks the walk. This dude just looks the part. Ryan can punch, no doubt. Ryan's talented, no doubt. But make him fight somebody. Okay, he fought Fortuna, he fought Campbell. Okay, decent names. But the way they talking about him, you would think this dude's a 5-time world champion. Belts don't matter. Belts don't matter. Oh, so you're going to keep on getting them knockouts then, huh? Yeah, Fortuna, good fighter. I thought he was a decent fighter. But when's the last time he fought? That dude had an issue. Well, he had an issue at weight, but he signed a contract. But there's some shady shit going in on that. And I was rooting for Ryan when he got the Campbell win. Then that motherfucker was like, yeah, I did it. Number 2. I'm out. I'm the guy. That ain't how boxers should work, man. And the fact that people were following him, I mean, hell of a job promoting, I guess. But if that's what it's about, man, then that dude should just cut out right now. He'd make more money being a movie star. Yeah. You wouldn't get punched in the face. Real talk. If that's the route. I just wanted to cook on this shit, y'all. I had to cook on it, man. Usually I don't be doing lives like that, but I wanted to do an edit. I do got one coming, y'all. I just got some stuff going on. I got all the footage that I need for it. I'm gonna drop another one. It ain't over, motherfuckers. Nah, you know, you think motherfuckers mad at me now? Wait till I drop that next one. Wait till I drop that next one. Most hated promotions. Everybody gonna be mad. Everyone gonna be mad, man. Cause I don't want this sport to die, bro. They still got Rolly. They still got Rolly LeBron. Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. But it's just funny to me, man. And that was a conversation too that we had last night. It was like, Rolly is more popular than Bud Crawford. And I'm like, if that's even true, which I doubt it is, just because he's a hot topic for the moment, that's the sad part about it. That's the sad part right there. Right there. But I'm just here to let y'all know when they pumping that shit, man, know what it is. Know what it is, man. Know what it is. And know who gonna call that shit out too. Know who call that shit out. I'm gonna be, don't worry, I'll be there to say, you know.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit. Thank you.
This is the 1-2 kid, man. I'm signing out. I got some things to do. But thanks for yeah, he was saying that shit. Yeah. That's my man. I'm just like, I said, yo, you turning into Ellie said that? We gonna be talking about shoes and shit. Like, damn, IO, man. IO, TBA. Ain't that some shit? That's my man too, man. I don't know, man. That motherfucker had me like, what are we talking about up here, man? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Like, this is just semantics, you know? But yo, thanks for joining me, y'all. It's the 1-2 kid. I'm signing out. And enjoy your day, man. Enjoy this heat, man. Get to the beach. Stay cool. You know what I'm saying? Better a sunny day than a rainy one. Peace, y'all.